Welcome back. Jim Norton is re-entering the studio as we speak. And Dan Soder's here.
Oh, hi, Sam.
Welcome,
I have to go upstairs
Dan.
to piss. Can
I
they
know.
fucking... Good time to clean the bathrooms, 9:14 in the morning.
No, it's so stupid.
Wait, they're cleaning it right now?
Yes. Yes,
I've never came here at this time. It's fucking hellacious.
Yeah.
Downstairs, just even to get upstairs,
Nightmare.
it's the nightmare even to get... I was going to the subway. I was like, this is what regular... Every people...
Stinks.
I
Every day
know.
people have to do this.
But the bottom line, the fact that they closed the downstairs bathroom at 9 a.m., it's like, hey, dummy, do it at 7 or 6:30. It's less people.
I used to be here at midnight. Not one inconvenience in this entire building occurs at midnight. Nothing.
No,
Except
ghost
me.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I've been here
Everything's
very late,
easy.
and they've cleaned the bathrooms.
Yeah.
I've seen a
They
late
should do
cleaning.
that late.
Yeah.
They do it. Yeah, they do
Not
it.
9:15 in the morning.
It's ridiculous to have to run up the steps and you got to get back on the air. It's like, why would she do that?
I don't know.
get
It's
it.
probably. I mean, she's probably assigned to do it by somebody.
But I mean, well, yeah, it's
Yeah.
stupid. Get her
Yeah.
here an hour early.
Or she's a very calculating janitor.
Right. And she's sitting there going like, oh, really? This is the highest trafficked time period?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Let's see you hold it now, you fancy motherfuckers.
guess I'm going to have to do some cleaning. Maybe walk up a flight of stairs.
But but the bottom line is the bathroom couldn't be that dirty yet. If you do it at night, how dirty is it by 9 in the morning?
Oh, I
Fucking
mean-
asshole.
No, it's bad. It's
Yeah,
bad.
that's what I'm saying. It should be done at night, but it's
no,
not.
no. It is done at night.
It couldn't be
I
done
100. I
overnight.
mean, I was here. It's done at like 7 o'clock at night every night.
No, I'm thinking like after the night shift leaves, 12, 1, get someone here to do them so they come in the morning. It's
I'll tell
clean.
you why. Because the overnight people from Shade 45 and the sports channels
Animals.
are fucking animals. Especially, people always blame Shade 45, but it's the big fatzos that are here overnight with sports.
The Giants are better than the Jets. I've got paper laid down in my studio so I can make a pee-pee.
Yeah, yeah.
They're shitting like hamsters.
Right.
Yeah. it's-
Trying to convince Domino's to stay open until 3 o'clock in the morning to deliver their pizza.
Are
and
there
then
guys up here that I guess there are 24-hour broadcasts?
24
yeah.
hours,
Yeah.
yeah. Especially the sports guys.
Imagine doing a 3 a.m. broadcast here. How depressing is that?
And that's why they make a mess of the bathroom.
Are they the ones who are shitting all over the place?
I think so. I don't have any hard evidence, but I would say yes.
I think if you set up a motion detecting camera, yeah, you'd probably see that.
You probably find that to be true. I think so.
They're an angry bunch.
Yeah, they are. Well, they all wanted to be athletes. And then they all wanted to be sports radio personalities. And then they all wanted to be sports
yeah.
radio producers.
And then
they got the overnight shift.
there's no breaking news in sports at 3 a.m.
There
Unless
isn't.
you're
No.
covering fucking cricket in India.
Right. Right.
Yeah, that's a depressing shift. It's
bad.
Fuck, I didn't think about that.
Oh,
So
you-
you've been here that late, and there's always people here.
Yeah, I mean, it's significantly less people. But yeah, there's always somebody here.
Overnights in radio are the worst. You see the worst people.
You definitely see the worst people. Yeah.
I used to work overnights in Tucson at a radio station, KFMA, and there was a classic rock station, and the guy was a strip club DJ, and he had all these radio ideas. This is what I used to just smoke weed in the parking lot, but one time he's like, "I got the melting pot coming down here. We're gonna do a giveaway." It was 2:30 in the morning in Tucson. And he's like, I got 2 winners coming down here. They went down, they came to the studio, clearly meth heads. Just clearly meth heads that were listening to the radio, eating fondue. It was one of the weirdest nights I've ever seen. This guy's just he's like, I'm excited to get this $50 thing.
Yeah.
And then Mike, the guy, the DJ, was like, this is awesome. We're gonna start doing giveaways all the time now. I'm like, that's all you're gonna get is meth heads.
Yeah, for the 2 meth heads that are listening.
Yeah, someone in a domestic dispute or a meth head.
Yeah.
Do you ever listen to Art Bell overnight? That was a
Yeah.
great overnight show. Coast to coast.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
But that's like classic radio, isn't it?
He was 5 hours a night. No one could milk a subject
Oh, my
better than Art
God.
Bell. And he knew how to keep you on. Like, coming up, we're going to talk about this and that. And then they would kind of get to this or that. But he's one of the best ever. He's great, man.
It's all like
Bell.
are aliens real, conspiracy theory, like all the weird shit that you think about late at night.
That's perfect.
He'd be sitting there like for all the coast-to-coast drivers and the people that couldn't sleep
Oh, look at him.
and the meth heads. Like, and he would just sit there, and every night he'd have maybe it's like a 5-hour radio show.
5-hour radio show, one guest.
He'd do one guest.
And he smokes like cloves. He looks
Oh, yeah.
he looks like a guy that smokes cloves.
And it was
that's
it
what I
was
heard
a
of
phone
Doc-
guest, too. It wasn't even like an
Always a
in-studio
phone
guest.
guest.
He would just talk to one person who wrote a book on the phone all night.
That's where I heard of Michio Kaku, because Dr. Kaku was actually a really good guest on Art Bell's show.
Yeah.
And he would call in and he would stay on with them all night or for 3 hours. It was amazing. You must have an ISDN at your house if you're going to be on that long. You can't be sitting there on the fucking phone for 3 hours without losing your connection.
In between your shoulder and your ear, just holding on to the. I bet he's a terrible person to get caught in a conversation with during like the day, where you're like, oh, this guy just goes, This guy
right,
just keeps
and
going.
speak slowly.
Yeah.
Well, you find that
You're like,
the
all right,
closer you.
Art, I gotta go.
He kept it interesting though. He was really good. Like he would keep you on the hook.
But
I would drive around
you were also captive a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would, but he would keep you there. Like I would not want to stop listening.
Is he dead? Is he still alive?
No, he's 71.
He's 71. He should interview these late night sports guys. Like, why are you doing this?
Do you have any audio of his voice? He had a great. You don't even know what he sounds like.
I'm doing off Sans impression.
It's not a good impression.
No, it's more. I'm more capturing the essence.
Oh, I like that.
That's
I like
me.
it.
My impressions are more about the essence.
Yeah, I get it. You
Like
go deep.
I put out the video of you doing a Macho Man impression and me doing a Hulk Hogan impression.
But your essence is there.
I have the essence of Hulk Hogan, but a lot of people pointed out not so much with the voice.
No, but I felt the essence. I was in the room.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I felt it.
So it's really an awful allegation.
Oh, he's got a great.
Then others began repeating it. And
You see,
worse.
but I can't.
No.
Okay.
To be very,
You don't see the
very
slow-
clear, and I want to be.
Oh, he's got a
there was
full-ass
an
voice.
indictment, not naming me. Oh no!
Is this art?
But of course,
Yeah.
the teacher who had attacked my son.
Oh, okay.
Well, I immediately contacted Premier Radio.
It sounds like fucking. It's a
See,
badass radio voice.
I could see how you could listen to him for 5 hours. Yeah, you could listen to that. That's a voice.
And
where-
that's Art Bell 2013. He's older. I listened to him mostly riding around. Again, we were kicked off the air in 2003 and 4. I went really off the deep end. Yeah. And 2000, and I would spend hours every night riding around listening to this guy. Yeah,
Just
so
smoking
a decade
cigarettes?
earlier than that. No, I didn't smoke at that time.
I would just listen.
he seems like it'd be a great radio show to smoke cigarettes too.
Sit alone in your house.
Yeah. I would listen to Eric Bogosian. That was
the
my.
fuck is that?
That was my.
I wish your career would end the same way. You a dead fucker.
Oh man! So what's been going on, Dan?
Nothing. It's nice to be in here. It's good to see you guys.
Yeah,
I
it's
haven't
been a
seen
little
you.
while. You've been.
Last time I was here was you guys' test show.
Oh my God. Well,
So
we
this-
passed with flying colors.
You did.
So
This is the.
Apparently.
It's fun to be back.
yeah, you've been doing billions. Is that what's been going on?
Yeah, almost done. We have one more episode to film.
How many do you shoot a season?
Like how many episodes? 12.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're on episode 12 right now. We just started episode 12.
How many episodes are you in?
12.
Every episode of Billions.
Yeah, I pop up in every episode.
That counts.
Some bigger than others, but it's cool. It's a good season. Really good season.
Is it season 2?
Yeah.
Good.
It's one of those things where season 2, like season 1, they established all the characters, and now there's some really cool shit happening in
Right.
the season. So February 17th comes out, Showtime.
Do you shoot with Damian Lewis?
Yeah, he's my boss. He screams at me a lot.
He's great, man.
He is the fucking best, and I've became comfortable with him yelling at me in a weird way. Because I get the script and it's always like I'll fuck up or something will happen in an episode and he'll just yell at me, and you just become comfortable with someone. It's like a stepdad comfortability with like.
Yeah, I
yelling.
was about
How
to
is he
say,
off
yeah,
camera?
you reaching out and needing a father. I never would have guessed that. No, not you.
Father issues.
I don't think that would come up. No. When Damian Lewis is screaming at you and reprimanding you, you
Yeah.
don't sit there and be like, this is what I needed growing up.
I'm like, more of it. It's balancing me as a man.
Yeah.
Off camera, he's fucking great.
Oh,
dude.
he is? Okay.
Yeah, the entire him and David Costabile and everyone I work with is like they're really cool. And it's at an office, so it feels like I'm always mostly at this office, so it feels kind of like an office job. Like where I go, I have a desk. I have a permanent desk at this place.
Really?
Yeah, I keep shit in it. It's kind of weird.
Have you blown any takes?
Yeah. Season 1, they cut my scene from the season finale because it really didn't have to do a lot with the thing, but I just kept fucking the line up, and Damian Lewis shot me a look of like, come on, man. Like,
What was the line?
Like, just like a fucking, come on. And I was like, all right, no. I'll say it. And I kept fumbling the numbers.
Did that make you more scared when he
Yeah,
looked at
it
you?
was a slider.
Yeah.
It
What was the line? Do you remember?
It was something about a bonus, and I talked about my stat sheet. I forget the exact like line, but it was like my stats are better, and I kept saying the wrong stats, and he'd be like, "What?" If I like cut, and I'd be like, "Oh, sorry, can we start?" Ah, Jesus! And like after 3, it was like, "Ah, fuck, man, I'm sorry." And then I like had to do like a little
It was something-
lap and come back.
and then you
like,
finally got it.
yeah, I finally got it, and then they cut the scene.
But he was getting annoyed.
He got annoyed at like the second or third mistake. Like, come on, man. Because it's the end of the season, and that guy works his ass off. Him and Paul Giamatti,
Yeah.
like, you
How's
know,
Paul Giamatti?
great.
Is he?
Great guy.
Yeah.
I don't really work with him a lot, but like table reads and all the stuff where I see him, he's fucking super nice.
Yeah.
The entire cast is great.
You ever do lines for private parts in front of him?
I want to. I want to.
I'm
you
gonna
like
go
that?
from 12 Years a Slave.
I try to do my best Thomas Hayden Church from Sideways. But yeah, I don't really work with him a lot. But everyone's real cool. Yeah, and the only time I fucked up, I felt real bad.
You did.
Real bad.
Especially since the line was like something that the series was centered around. My bonus says that we made billions.
Oh, and then I look at the camera.
That's why it's called that.
Finally, you get the name in the show.
But I'm sure he's blown takes.
He does it in like super professional ways where you're like, okay, you just can't, he's the guy.
Plus-
so you're just like,
Yeah, I mean, he's Damian Lewis. It's not like...
you're not gonna be like, oh.
No, but I don't feel as bad as
Damien.
someone
He
else.
gives like these huge speeches where you're like, oh, you said the wrong word.
We're all waiting for you, Damien.
He'd be like, fuck off.
But if someone fucks up, it doesn't make you feel as bad if you fuck up.
Yeah. I've seen people have fucked up before where you're like, okay, I know.
It's the worst if you're only on for a day, like you're doing one episode and you keep blowing it. It's like, oh no. Who is the comedian? Sean Rouse told the story. He had a part in Men in Black.
Yeah.
Where he had to back up and Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith were walking and he had these lines to do. But he's like, I kept fucking up. So they finally just took me out and made me stand up there and gave another guy his lines.
Oh, that's the nightmare. That's what I'd be so worried about. Every time I hear one of these stories,
Humiliating.
I think about how I would be. Like, if Damian Lewis looked at me, I'd be like, they're going to figure out that I should not be here. They're
That's all
going
I
to
c-
fire me. Of course. This is it.
All I kept thinking was like, I'm not coming back on season 2.
Right.
There's no way I'm coming back on season 2.
But then to hear that actually happen to somebody, like, okay, we're just going to have
In
somebody
front
else.
of Tommy Lee Jones and Will
Oh,
Smith.
fuck me.
I've seen something worse where I watched an extra get fired in like a brutal way. Where
happened?
they were just like, you're gone. Get him out of here. It was like a really complicated shoot where there was a lot of people and there's like sometimes extras. It's almost like the show with Gervais where they try to be like loud and boisterous to like get themselves noticed.
Yeah.
And this assistant director he's the best and he just fucking wasn't having it that day. It was like a 16-hour day and he's like, get him the fuck out of here. And that guy like had to walk. Like the entire cast is there, and you're like, well, he's just the guy who's like, fuck, sorry, man.
Do you think the guy noticed that everybody else heard that he got fired?
Dude, he was standing on like a balcony yelling down that guy was fired. It was like
What had the guy
a
done?
Roman killing. He just kept his cell phone went off one time, which is just super unprofessional, but that happens sometimes. And then he kept talking loud, and they're like, we need silence on this. We need to get this one thing. Everyone be quiet. Just pantomime, and he was like kind of being loud.
Oh, good. Fuck him.
Yeah, but it was one of those things where it's like, fuck him, but then it happened and it came down, and you're like, ooh.
If you have your cell phone on a set and you're even if I'm in a scene, I don't turn my fucking phone on. It's got to be off. If you're an extra and you don't know how to turn your phone off,
Yeah, it was pretty.
Damian Lewis, what are you doing?
Yeah, it was one of those things where I was like,
I wouldn't
because
wanna
I just assumed they were just going to start handing out fires, like, you're fired, and you're fired. And
Right.
Dan, remember last season? We all remember that.
And they
Get
all
the
know who it
fuck
was?
Outta here. Oh, yeah, dude. The guy was like,
So did he just have to leave
someone else snitched him. They were like, it's this guy. He was just like, you're fired.
it with him?
Yeah, it really, dude, it was like one of those things where I was like, whoa.
Did he just have to leave the set in front of everybody?
Yeah.
Do you think he was embarrassed?
Dude, the look on his face.
He's like, well, I'll just go collect my things.
I've
then.
never seen a human that was so physically obvious his tail was between his legs. If he had a tail, it would have been between his legs.
Because
He's like,
there's no room for him to be like, no, it wasn't me.
oh, dude, no, man. And
But he kept talking loud.
there's just been.
I think he just wanted probably some attention on himself.
Sometimes extras are crazy, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to stand there.
That's an awful job.
awful job, and you're just
But
standing
one
there.
thing you don't do is talk loud during the scene.
Oh, dude, one guy called me, and I didn't want to get him in trouble. I didn't get him in trouble, and I could have, but this one guy called me and another actor a douche, and I heard him, and I confronted him about it, and it was the most awkward I've ever seen a person.
Why do you call you a douche? I mean, it's obvious, but why would
what did he notice?
It was just like a cold day filming, and we got to go inside, like, because they kept putting us inside, be like, all right, you guys can go back to your trailers where they're warm. And then we came back out, and he's like, oh, look, we get to stand by the douchebags. I was like, he was trying to say to his buddy, I go, what did you say? And it was just that thing where he was like, what?
We get to stand
He
by
goes,
the.
oh. he did the best little kid lie thing where he goes, I was quoting a song. What?
I get to stand by the douchebag.
I like
That's
that
a great
one.
tune.
It's a Katy Perry
It's a
song,
real good
actually.
romantic song. Yeah.
And then like I pulled him aside after, like, yo man, watch what you're saying because I might be a dickhead. I could fucking go to somebody and try to get you fired, but I understand you're pissed because you're out in the cold. I was actually humane about it, but dude,
shouldn't have been.
Yeah, but catching him was just the best because he just fucking got
You were humane about it, but you did take him aside and go, I could get you fired. Well, please, Caligula, don't.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't blame you. Good for
Yeah,
you.
I wanted to,
A little
turn
fucking-
the
yeah,
screws on the
fuck him.
fucker a little bit.
This
They
is an
apologize?
extra who's probably been like working for years and like because
Sees my dumb head being like, I don't know if we're gonna do that thing.
and the guy and you pull him over and be like, let me give you some advice, Junior.
Yeah, when you're in the scene, be in the scene.
Do you think they get jealous when the cast gets to go into their trailers when
Yes.
it's warm?
Yes.
That's what makes the job,
Dude,
so much worse.
1000%. There was absolutely a moment where we were all like, they're like, all right, because they call them principals. They're like, principals can go inside, and we're like, we have these jackets. We're like, bye, like these hurricane jackets, and they're like, in suits, just like, what the fuck is going on?
Wow, that sucks. Yeah, it's a rough job, man.
But
That's what makes-
extras, I mean, anybody that's been an extra, you sign up for that shit.
But that's what makes being an extra so much worse. It's not even just that it's a long day and blah, blah, blah. It's that the reason you're an extra is because you want to be a principal.
You want it.
Like you want so badly just to be on the TV.
But it's like
you
an intern-
just want to be on the TV.
But it's like an intern at a radio station. When you see like interns at radio stations, like, what are you doing?
yeah.
It's kind of that same thing of like, you want this bad. It's so bad that you can't wait for an ample opportunity.
Right.
Do
You want
extras-
this bad enough that you're fucking the whole mess up. Yeah.
They have a thing they do, voice looping, for like for these background noises and background people chatter. That it's like a whole an enclosed industry. I know a girl who does it, and she's like, it's the same people that do it all the time. You got to do accents sometimes.
It's like, so like filling in noise?
Little background noise because they shoot silently and they're not recording the extras, so if they have to boost that up a little bit, they do all these and they use the same people for looping. Apparently, it's very lucrative.
Yeah,
and
just
hard to get in.
A secret society of background
It
noises?
really is the lucrative. Yeah, the fucking looping people, like the Illuminati.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Do you think they have mask fuck parties?
Yes, they all fuck Rocky Dennis.
He's like, Stoltz, put on the mask again. We want to fuck.
Yeah, Mom said my face feels stupid.
You need a man that runs your lipstick, not your mascara. Isn't that Sam Elliott?
I guess so.
Yeah, he's the boyfriend in the mask.
Yeah. Every time the
don't
kid
know.
walks in, his
Shoehorned
dick,
in that.
his dick shrivels.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to get into that. We need to find out how to break into that background noise.
I know. I didn't even know it was a thing. I just assumed they recorded everybody.
Just practice. Yeah, I think we did it.
Done.
I think the three of us could probably just do an entire background.
Let's make our own society.
Can
war
we
with
still do
them.
mask fuck parties?
Yeah.
Like
Totally.
Eyes Wide Shut, except with three dudes.
Three dudes in just goat masks.
Yeah, that all know who each other are.
How sexy was that girl, by the way, in that movie?
What?
Nicole Kidman?
No, the one at the party.
Yeah.
And then it turns out she's got HIV.
I fell asleep during that movie too.
Really?
That is-
Eyes Wide
maybe
Shut?
you're narcoleptic, yeah.
No, Eyes Wide Shut. Fuck that. That's a movie where you can fall asleep. That's a long movie.
It was good, though.
And
Yeah.
what I like it, but
I-
it is. I am aware of the slowness of it,
Slow.
It grew on me after a
but
while.
I love it too.
It grew on
I
me.
really like it.
I didn't like it. The first time I thought it was a little weird because, like, it's supposed to look like New York and it's not shot like New York. Kubrick hated New York. Like, he's shot in England, which was a mistake.
It's I kept thinking at the sex parties how cold or how shriveled my dick would be if I was naked in one of those robes and then my feet were on the cold tile. I'd be like,
Maybe they were heated.
oh, that's true, but you don't know. It was cold tile. Like,
No, it was
hey,
wet.
guys, can I get a corner yank real quick before I disrobe?
Plus, it was like what 96. They probably
Yeah.
weren't heated in 96.
No,
not yet.
The first time I can remember hearing about heated tiles was in Breaking Bad.
Yes,
I don't know if that was.
we were deep into the 2000s. I think by the time
maybe.
heated tiling came out.
I think we might have been in the first Obama administration when heating tiles came out.
I have heated floors.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Do you need them?
But in the bathroom only.
Oh wow.
It's fucking freezing my apartment.
I have the opposite in my kitchen. Pipe broke 4 years ago, and it warped a board. So now it's like a humpback.
Teepee.
It's like a teepee all the way down the center of my kitchen. I've had several friends roll their ankles going to get a glass of water.
Why don't you fix it?
or just get them the glass of water.
My landlord and I have this weird thing where he doesn't fix shit, but like he doesn't also raise rent. So
Did you ever ask him to fix it?
Yeah.
What does he say?
He's like, oh yeah. His name's Anthony. He's like, oh yeah, Dan, I'll be buying. And he never comes back.
But then he'd raise the rent if you fixed it.
That's what I'm worried about.
And you're like, I don't need that.
I don't
Why don't
want
you
to
hire someone to fix
Because I'm
it?
trying to bank
That's
that.
what I might do.
I'm trying to bank
been
that
4
billions
years.
money.
That would drive me nuts.
Oh yeah, but I mean, we're kind of used to it. Vecchione and I get used to it.
I don't like any type of thing that you could trip over.
I like having my kitchen booby trapped.
You do, right? So if a criminal comes in.
I'm like, why don't you go get a glass of water?
I've seen the place that you used to live in, though. I mean, it was terrible. The apartment that you lived in with Florentine.
Oh, that was disgusting.
Where'd
Disgusting.
you guys live?
New Jersey.
There's black mold all over the walls. It was horrible.
All over the walls?
Yes.
There might be black mold under this hump in the kitchen, though.
Could
There
be.
probably is. That's probably what the hump is. It's the black mold forcing its way out.
Yeah.
Didn't you say the other day that it was infested with silverfish?
Yes.
So then what are you giving Dan a hard time
What
about
the
his
fuck?
hump?
Wait.
Because I was a mess then. I'm saying you could fix it.
Dan's
I could fix it.
This was 99 I lived there.
Dan's getting out of his mess phase right now, though. He's got to he's still kind of owning the fact that he's a bit of a mess, even though he's not really a mess anymore.
Kind of.
Right?
I'm almost longing for the days of being a mess.
Right, and that's why you're not ready to move out. And you could move to a nicer place now, but you don't want to.
I don't know. I like my apartment in Queens. I've been there for 10
There's
years.
a fucking hump in.
You're ready to move.
Yeah.
How much a month is rent?
I
than
pay
a two-
$1,300.
Okay.
You're ready to move. And 10 years in Queens? You don't need to be there.
It's the longest I've ever lived in a place in my
Do you
entire
like it,
life.
though?
I like it.
How long has Mike lived there?
6 years.
Oh, all right. You know Mike well then.
Yeah.
But he doesn't want with that. You don't want to be in that place where it's like I've moved up a little bit.
I've been like, fuck you, Queens.
Exactly.
I'll never come back here.
Right, you're ready to move to Manhattan.
Oh,
I
made
think
in
so.
Manhattan.
I think you could be a made in Manhattan,
Oh,
but you don't want to lose that essence of Dan Soder,
the realness.
the Queens boy. I am Queens Boulevard.
Not really. I am mountain trash. I just happen to live in Queens.
What was the audio track that was removed?
They probably put some fucking
Is this your old? Is this your
bed
old
under
place?
it, like a MTV Cribs bed.
Yeah.
I think they made it sound like MTV Cribs, and
Wait, is this your old place that they're moving shit?
Yeah. That was behind the picture.
Oh my god!
Was that
was just
painted
on
on?
the walls?
Yeah.
How did that shit just get up on the? That looks like you tried scratching through the walls like Shawshank Redemption.
No, I think.
and who's the big fat guy
Dude,
that
I
lived with
love
you?
your I love your watch salesman cell phone.
I think.
Your fucking old cell phone.
I think that we that picture was just there to hide mold. Oh yeah, my CDs.
Yeah, CD collections really.
There's
went
my
to
laundry
shit.
bag in the back.
You're playing fucking chess like you're a member of high society, even though this is where you live.
I would play alone. In my the ceiling was buckling because of water damage.
Oh, that's great.
Was that damaged?
I was doing stand up a decade at this point.
Do you prefer the place you live in now?
I do.
Oh, okay.
It's got heated floors.
It does.
Oh, that alone. It could be in that apartment with heated floors. I'd be like, that's not that bad.
What's in the Tupperware?
What's
That
in
was
the
Jim's-
Tupperware?
Jim's girlfriend Jade was a dancer, and she had all those.
She had her like all her different costumes
Yeah.
in separate.
Oh yeah,
plastic
just all her
bins.
clothes.
She's like, tonight's gonna be cup.
Look how
and then
messy
I'm gonna
it
go
was.
cowgirl.
Yeah.
Look how messy that was. Fucking.
When I lived with, we had another roommate. Mike and I had. So I lived in the windowless room, which is a closet,
Right.
up until 2 years ago. And when the three,
Why? When you were there the longest?
it was cheap rent. It was like I was only paying like $665. So it was
Fuck yeah.
Just, yeah, right.
665.
665.
Let me borrow $1,
Yeah,
right?
give me $1, I'll give you turtle damnation.
So cool. So cool.
I actually did really enjoy that one. I know I wasn't supposed to, but I really did. But when the three of us lived there, it was fucking so messy.
Yeah.
Because all of Vecchione's shit was in the living room. It looked like we robbed houses, and this is where we put everything. It was just random shit. And then our couch was like pushed basically to the door because it's a sectional couch. So the living room was just like right in your face. And it's a pretty, now you like walk in, you're like, oh, it's like a good living room.
Doesn't it drive you nuts to share space with other people? I couldn't do it again.
Yeah, I think I was just so conditioned because when I moved into that apartment, I didn't have shit. I had 2 suitcases and an air mattress. So the more shit that I got, I was like, look at all this stuff. I became like a pack rat. Like,
Right.
Look at all my stuff.
But you'd have to bring a girl. If you met a girl, you'd have to convince her to come back to Queens.
And a windowless room.
And then go into the messy living room.
The last girl I dated-
take her to your walk-in closet.
The last girl I dated, I showed her my old room. I go, this is the room I lived in for 8 years. And she goes, how did you fuck anybody?
You should have just hung curtains and make it look like you have a window that's closed.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry. I don't want to open the window.
Yeah, there's a draft.
Yeah. Just put like a blinder shade on. And no, leave that down.
And have her thinking about which side of the building we're on. She's like, I'm pretty sure there's just another building on this side. How is there a window?
Yeah. Don't even worry. No.
Yeah, it was, and there was a heater, so it would just kick heat in the room. So if you didn't have the door open, it got fucking terrible. I remember one time an ex-girlfriend and I woke up both like, like sweating in the middle of the night.
How long did you live in that little room?
8 years.
That's too long.
It's way too long. I started becoming a meaner person.
So no
because of-
wonder, like now,
Yeah.
that you're out of the room.
It's great.
You just think as long that your room was like that movie Room.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's where you lived.
I raised a son
Right.
that was that I was raped into.
Right. Vecchione would come in and rape you every night.
Yeah, he's
Yes.
powerful, former wrestler, very
Right.
powerful bass.
Right.
I can't get around him. Yeah, and then I finally, when I moved into the room with the window, I was like, finally made it, kid.
You like it. Yeah. Can we crack that window? You know it's raining. Let me get a little fresh air.
I slept with the window open last night.
I
You
love the
are.
window open.
It's great.
It's too cold. See, this is the thing about a lot of older places that sucks. You can't control the heat.
No.
And that makes me nuts.
My building, you can't control the heat.
Really? Oh, fuck
It's an older
that.
building.
Oh, dude, it's the worst. And Anthony won't turn on the heat, my landlord, until like the very last second. So we have space heaters in. And then finally he'll just fuck. One day you'll walk in and it'll be like 82 in the
stinks,
apartment.
this guy.
Yeah, but he doesn't raise the rent. And
So
I really
what?
appreciate that.
That's what. Then maybe there's a reason to raise the rent. It's terrible quality of life.
I don't know. We've been month to month for 10 years.
Oh, you don't have a lease?
Nope.
Why?
I don't know. Don't ask questions.
Better.
Yeah.
In
I'm
my-
pretty sure this is all a real shady thing that's going down.
Okay.
In my building, it's all old people that have
Yeah.
been there for a long time, so the heat comes on way too early
Oh.
and stays on
You get some
way too long.
You get some September heat.
Oh yeah, it's awful.
We don't crack ours.
And they
till-
run it? The old people?
Well, yeah, because they'll call up the landlord and be like, "It's too cold. I don't understand." So in the winter, we have to open the windows.
You can't turn your heat off? Mm-mm. I don't understand why buildings still do that.
Well, I mean, it's an old building. It's not like they're making the choice to do it now. It's like,
This drives me nuts. They can't fix that.
well, they could, but then I would have to. It's the same thing. I have to pay a whole bunch more rent. If they came in, that's what they do. If they come in and make repairs to every apartment, then they're gonna really upcharge you. Because they've done that before. They came in, they were like, "Good news, we're getting new windows, everybody," and everybody was like, "Cool." And the new windows are great. And they're like, "And here's the new cost of living here."
Yeah.
How much more was it?
It was a couple $100 a month.
That's for Windows?
Yeah.
But this is a great advertisement for anybody that's thinking about moving to the tri-state area. You're like, you will just get fucked if you don't have a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah, thank God. I said yesterday.
Where was this place?
This was in Cliffside Park, New Jersey. And I'm watching it as we talk. And it's just bringing back so many memories. Fucking,
How long did you and Jim live there for?
I lived there with him and his first girlfriend, and then it was just me and Jim, and then his second girlfriend. 3 years.
when we have a patio
Mm-hmm.
that leads out, like a little tiny thing, but the door that leads out to it is the worst door you've ever seen, and literally just paint chip falls off it. Our dog eats the paint chips that fall off the ground all the time. But we're trying to, because we're gonna put the kid, when Jess has the kid, we're gonna put it right next to where the door is.
Wait, hold on. You're having a kid?
Yeah, did I
Yes,
not
yeah.
tell you? I didn't tell that.
We're pregnant.
You guys are pregnant.
Yeah, that's right.
Uncle Chipper.
Jim's,
Yeah.
Jim's the mother. Jim
Yeah.
is the mom.
I'm looking well, you look right. You're not showing it.
Is your mom going to dote on the baby?
Yeah.
Do you think she'll be all over the kid?
She's going to show up at the apartment unannounced. I already know that.
Oh,
You
yeah.
think so?
Yeah.
For the baby we brought.
Yeah,
Are
I'm
you gonna-
probably going to have to find more things to do in the city because I'm sure my mom's just going to be there all the time.
Is she allowing you to name the baby after a wrestler?
I don't know what we're going to name the baby yet.
Okay.
We're still working on that.
Vince.
I'm sure I'll figure out some obscure wrestler that she doesn't know about or something.
She's like, all right, Bruiser Brody?
Yeah, Bruiser Brody. It's a good name.
Bruiser Brody Roberts.
It's a good, strong name. But we're using that to tell the landlord that we need the door replaced because
Yeah.
the paint chips are falling off. Because otherwise, he'll charge us for replacing the door, even though I'm sure it's unhealthy.
Yeah, you got to put a baby in front of
But
it.
we put the baby, and then we're like, hey, this is a hazard.
Maybe
you
I should-
have to change it.
Maybe I should fake a baby thing to be like, hey, can you fix our kitchen? My toddler's walking around.
Yeah, we're an alternative couple.
Yeah.
Just fucking, have Brad Williams come over.
Brad, I just need you to put this onesie on real quick and cry a lot. Did you move from that apartment to the one you're in now?
Pardon me. No, I moved from that apartment into 520 East West 43rd.
Okay.
Me and Bob Kelly lived in the same building. I had an amazing view. I was on the 22nd floor, and 5 months into a 2-year rent, we got fired.
Did you think you have to move? Did you think you were gonna have to move back there?
Oh boy, I was so depressed.
Oh, dude.
It's the first time in my career I had the rug yanked out from under me.
Yeah.
But then Tough Crowd came along, it worked out. But it's scary, dude. When you fucking just sign something, it's like, oh. That's when month to month is good.
Yeah, that's why I'm so scared to leave it.
Yeah.
Because I'm always afraid that if I go to a nicer apartment, they're going to be like, we can't book you anywhere, and you have to go back to waiting tables at Dos Caminos. And then I'm going to be like, fuck.
Plus, there's something nice about knowing that if you have to move, you can move today. And what are you going to do? There's no lease. There's no penalty. There's no security deposit. There's
Get up
nothing.
and get.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Where do you guys tape? Are you in Jersey or New York?
New York, upstate. But, like the transport van meets on like Upper West.
Oh, so you travel back and forth every day?
Yeah.
How far is the ride?
It's like 35, 40 minutes.
Oh, so it's not upstate.
No, not upstate. It's like by the Palisades Mall.
Oh, so it's Nyack.
Nyack.
Yeah.
So they don't ever keep you guys overnight?
No. There's, no, they've never kept us overnight. There's been an overnight shoot, but we've never like stayed overnight anywhere. I think they had to for one scene when we were out in the Hamptons.
Does Damien and Paul Giamatti ride in the van with you guys?
No. They have like all
Different transportation for them, huh?
Yeah, the top 5 people on the call sheet have their own transportation, and then the rest of us all get in the vans.
It makes you realize where you are in the business, though, when you're doing a scene and you see the black SUV parked right outside the trailers, and you're like,
That ain't
someone
mine.
does not have to wait for a van to go back to the city.
Yeah, there was a moment yesterday when we were filming and I had to come back to do the bonfire, and I was like, hey, I need to leave like pretty soon because I have a radio show, and they're like, we'll see when the next van is. And I was like, okay, yeah.
Sounds good.
Sometimes you ever have to Uber out of there? Sometimes you just go to Uber.
I had to Uber one time, I think, for a set. Like, I was at the cellar, and I was like, I have to.
You had to Uber from Nyack to the cellar?
Yeah.
That sucks.
Well,
Oh, that's right. The van's 40 minutes.
40 minutes, and you're like, and then I would have to stop on the Upper West, then get on the train and go down, and I was like, man, I just need to fucking get, like, it was cutting it close, where I think I got right to, like, texting Val, like, I'm there, like, walking in and going up.
Yeah.
And that's fucking terrifying.
Stressful.
Yeah. Because it's like, I don't want to fucking piss everyone off at the cellar, like, why the fuck is he late, and that kind of shit. And then it's like, the stress of, they're like, well, we might see you in this next shot, and you're like, I have to go.
Yeah.
Does that fuck with you at all? Like, because when you first get the role, it's like, holy shit, I'm on this show. That's amazing. Like, this is a goal, blah, blah, blah. And then you're like, but I'm in the van, though. I'm not in one of the SUVs.
I don't give a fuck about that. I don't give a fuck. I'll take public transportation up there if they want me to.
Yeah. Yeah,
Please don't make me, but I will.
Yeah.
But it's still just like, holy shit.
There's no, I mean, like, I think the best part of that is being a comic, you just get treated like garbage on the road.
Yeah.
Until you start selling tickets. And I think it's like, I was just so used to being on the road and like, that's the condo, be up at 7 a.m. for radio, sit in that office, you get a cup of coffee. So when I show up there and like, there's craft services, and would you like a coffee? Is there anything you want? You're like, oh, why are you so nice to
And
me?
you're like, I'll go get it. Like, no, we have someone who'll get it for
That's
you.
exactly.
And you're like, no, I'll do it.
I'm very uncomfortable with that.
Yeah, me
where they're
too.
like, no, I'll get you a coffee. Like, even Roland here's like, get a coffee. And now I'm comfortable enough with you guys where I'm like, yeah, Roland, I'll take a coffee with milk and sugar. But there, I'm like, I'll do it myself. Also, that's the way I was raised by my mom. My mom was like, you ain't shit. Like, growing up my entire life, my mom was like, you're not shit. Do stuff for yourself. So that alone makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, I'm just so convinced that they're going to be like, yeah, he had us fucking go and get his coffee.
Exactly.
And you're like, but you offer, I thought that was the thing.
And that's what they do, though. They don't. It is part of the gig, but you still feel fucking weird.
Yeah.
As a stand-up or whatever, you feel like you're so used to doing shit by yourself. It feels bizarre.
Yeah, it's still nuts to me, like to like, even just be talking to Damien and Maggie Siff.
Did they ever offer you a ride back?
Yeah, I've been offered a ride back one time. But
By Damien?
By David Costabile, who's like, he plays Wags. He's awesome. But he gets a private van.
Like,
because he goes to Brooklyn.
A private van or a private?
They give like vans. They don't do like SUVs. They do like just the transport vans. Take them.
Damien gets a van?
Well, they all do. They all get like.
But it's his own van.
Yeah, it's his own.
Yeah.
van. And then they take.
Wow,
him,
I'm
like,
surprised they don't get SUV.
They take them like door to door, as opposed to like we have a pickup point.
Wow.
And like Constable gets a ride to Brooklyn, and he's great. He's the fucking man.
Yeah, he's very good.
Yeah, he's like an awesome guy to work with. I
But-
learned a lot of shit just by working with that.
I would demand an SUV.
You would demand it.
But I mean, even doing what you're doing, I would demand it.
Oh, that'd be so great. That'd be so great. I'm just such a fringe character, and I'm like, I want an SUV.
Nay, need an
Yeah.
SUV.
And no eye contact. I will not speak to the driver. I will get in, and I'll be practicing my lines very loudly.
Do they do that?
My bonus! And what?
They do that in the vans that practice their lines? That'd
No,
be
but-
so embarrassing.
I'll tell you this, though. There is sometimes shit where, like, you'll be in, as a comic, when you're around actors, there's just, like, occasionally I've heard, no one that's, like, a regular on the show, but, like, going to table reads, sometimes, like, the actors that they'll have do for, like, readings at the table reads, say some actor shit, and just as a comic, I'm like, oh.
What's the actor shit?
One time, this just recently happened. This guy was like writing something, and I'm used to seeing guys writing like joke notebooks or whatever. And I'm just sitting there, and I couldn't stop the reaction. And this girl goes, "What are you writing?" And he goes, "A poem." And I go, "Oh,
Oh, no.
And it was audible.
Fuck
What do
you mean?
It was audible. I just went, "Oh." And
Fuck him.
He looked over at me like, "What?" And I was like, "Oh God!" And it's like, I can't be the dick. If
Yeah.
there was one more comic there, I could have just started fucking shitting on him, but I couldn't. I was like, ugh, because I felt embarrassed that I made such an audible noise. He goes, "A poem." I go, oh, you
poem,
fuck! I
you
wanted to
dick.
take it and rip it up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Roses are red, violets are blue. You're fired, cunt.
I'm gonna punch you in the throat when we get out of this van. I know it doesn't rhyme. But I broke.
Ew, he was writing a poem?
Oh, and he's
Who
like,
writes a poem?
What a fucking creep.
Sometimes when I want to pass the time on set, I bring my poetry book.
he's not, and he's like a guy where he's like, he's a nice guy.
He's a creep. Poems are for creeps.
They really are.
Yeah, no, it was one of those things where he said it, and it was just too much of a natural reaction.
You want
And
to
the
read a
fact that
book
he-
of poetry? No, I don't.
Yeah.
The fact that he
Ever.
could say it without being embarrassed. Like he's like, I'm writing a poem.
And you're like, oh,
What the fuck? You need to be beaten up for saying that.
yeah,
I hate people who write poetry.
You do?
Yes.
I want to take you to like a slam poetry night. Just have you watch it. Just watch Jim watch.
Are they good?
What? No,
Slam
I don't
poems?
know. I hate that shit. They all breathe weird.
I kind of feel.
I'm walking down the stairs, rise, but they also fall. I have seen them. And then you're like,
Yeah,
what?
that
What the
drives me
fuck?
crazy.
I kind of want, now that we
I want
talked
Chip
about
to
it,
do slam poetry.
I want a slam poem to end every show, and it's just kind of a recap of what happened on the show, except it's a slam poem.
Talk radio, walking away from the mic. There is black mold in your heart.
Yeah. Laughter ensued. We went to break. Sebastian Bach came in, sang. Piece of garbage.
Memorizing lines.
Piece of garbage.
Take too many.
Two, acting in life, acting in real life, acting in an apartment without windows.
Yeah, I don't understand.
I'm writing a poem. I'm just going to say that at the cellar one time.
You
at
see
the
slam
table.
poetry? I want to see some slam poetry.
You do?
Not really.
Slam poetry's really awful.
You don't like it?
It's really lousy. It's a really lousy art form.
Yeah, it
I
stinks.
want someone to write a slam poem about this show,
Yeah, me
but
too.
like in earnest.
This got almost 800,000 views.
I mean,
Adrian, maybe starting tomorrow, you may be in charge of the slam poems for the show.
Let's see.
I didn't believe that I was beautiful. So when people told me I was beautiful, I wanted to look them in the eyes and ask them what that meant. What is beautiful? What do you mean by that?
Ugh.
But instead, I would smile and say thank you.
Pretty people have it so
I didn't want to
tough.
come across as
I know.
rude with not accepting their compliment, but how do you
gorgeous.
accept a
I
compliment
know.
you don't understand, that you don't believe?
Oh.
My entire
oh,
life,
you don't
I
believe?
never felt.
No, hey, look, she's getting deep
I was
here.
told I wasn't, and to the point that I believed that I wasn't because of the way that I look. Not because
Who
of
put
who
the
I am,
piano
but
in?
Because of my appearance, I was not beautiful.
Let me hear
I
it.
looked in the mirror and thought that was
Is
all
this the
beauty
poem?
could be.
This is the
What you
poem.
can see in a mirror is what I thought beauty was.
Are you
because
confused
the
because it
world
doesn't
was
rhyme?
telling me that
Yeah.
that was-
See, you don't even have to rhyme poems anymore.
You don't have
even
to write poems.
It's just terrible.
It really
This
is.
Just his,
This morning I took a dump. I grabbed my squatty potty.
yes.
I knew it would be painful. I knew it would hurt, but I had to poop. I had to poop. Poop had to come out of my butt. It had to go into the toilet. I had my squatty potty. My feet were on the squatty potty. My knees at my nipples like a baby. I pooped in the toilet.
This poem is called Evacuation.
I was having trouble going, so I leaned forward, my breasts against my knees. I grabbed my ankles. I shot blood on the back of the seat.
Mike, don't come in. Mike, I'm in the bathroom. Mike, the door does not lock. I am evacuated.
Get almost a minute. Wow, this must be good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is going to be a dangerous wormhole.
Every day when I
25,000
was
likes.
5, my
150.
older sister would play teacher. The students were me, my stuffed rabbit, and an American Girl doll. She'd line us up at the end of the bed and teach us whatever she'd learned in school that day. Now she teaches ESL at an elementary school in Boston, and every
Hold
week
on.
she tells me
It's the
stories
way-
about her students.
It's the way the
Students.
it's his body language, the way he talks, and he comes to the mic. He's like, "I was a kid," and it's just someone that's
Like every word means something.
Stop.
And the
Dylan
words are not
Garrity?
just going out his mouth, they're going through his entire body.
Is he a big slam poet?
He's the biggest.
Is he?
He's one of the biggest in the world right now.
How do you know this? Are you making this up?
I just made it up.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Anna does not know how to read in Spanish, much less English, but she still
You know
wants
what
to be
else
a
I hate?
writer.
This is
when
not a
she
poem.
grows
He's just
up.
talking.
I hate that in slam poetry, like you act like the way he would just make eye contact with somebody in the audience, like he's acting like this is a thought he just had, when every single word is memorized and said over and over.
As a comic, it's just kind of like, just talk.
Right.
Is that what he's
Just get
doing?
your
He's just
point across.
talking.
He's just talking. Why are you making it all theatrical and making it fucked up breathing?
It's memorized.
National Poetry
Okay.
Slam
I
2013.
have a lot of my bits memorized.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Right.
Just talk.
Let's see.
Make it normal.
You should do a set like this though.
Smoking. I quit smoking 3 years ago. Easily the most overrated decision I've ever done. You're like, it's fucking what?
What's the joke? I
What?
can't. I
What
can't.
the fuck
I
are
don't
you
even know what you're
talking about?
talking about anymore.